Cook Rangers, how are you guys doing? I hope that you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving break. Teachers and staff members, I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving break as well. Just want to say welcome back. I want to say that I'm grateful to be here. I cannot wait to see you guys. It is currently Sunday, about 4 p.m., but hopefully you're looking at this and it's 8:15 a.m. on Monday morning. So, Rangers, glad to see you. I want to read a quick gratitude quote because, with the Thanksgiving season, we should always be grateful. Hopefully you guys got a chance to spend some time with friends and you're grateful for those moments, grateful for the rest that you're able to get. So here's the quote. Gratitude is the healthiest of all human emotions. The more you express gratitude for what you have, the more likely you will have even more to express gratitude for. So essentially that means the more we think about the things we're grateful for, the less that means we have less time to think about the things that we don't have. And so it actually is a perpetuating cycle of happiness. Start thinking about those things that we have on a daily basis and think about the things that you have to be grateful for. And you'll probably be a happier person. I want to send a shout out to Stuco. Good job, Coach Wolf and also Coach Hody. It's my understanding that we raised $170 in our activity, our Turkey the Teacher activity. And so I also want to thank the staff and students because you guys also volunteered your time. Many of the staff members volunteered their faces to get a pie in the face. So I really appreciate that. So $170 was earned. Over 400 cans of food was donated to First Met. All of those items and that cash will be donated to benefit families that are needy, families that need an extra hand around the Houston area. So Student Council, thank you guys for doing wonderful things. I appreciate you guys. And I do want to challenge you to continue to work hard. Also, next thing I want to discuss, I want to let you know that Chick-fil-A is real. Chick-fil-A is real. It's a movement. I'm visited with the classes, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade classes at the beginning of the school year. I explained to you guys that I am not about violence. I am not about aggression to solve problems. I was named after Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King was probably the foremost leader in the nonviolent movement in history. And so I really believe that there's always a diplomatic solution to every situation that we have. Anytime we have conflict, I feel that we can resolve it without using violence or aggression. So I offered this challenge to the student body, to 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. I explained to you guys that if you could prevent a fight, if you could use your words, if you could use your persuasion, if you could motivate someone from engaging in a conflict with aggression or physical violence, I wanted to buy you Chick-fil-A. So I just want to let you know that Chick-fil-A is real. I have 7 students that were invited to join me for lunch on Friday, and they can vouch that the Chick-fil-A is real. But I also want to clarify this. I don't want you putting your hands on someone trying to break up a fight. I need you to prevent a fight. If you have to put your hands on someone to break up a fight, then that means you failed in the challenge. The challenge is to prevent a fight using your words. That means that you explain to them, hey, we can resolve this a different way. Sometimes your friends will tell you, I'm really upset with so-and-so. I think I'm going to go get around. You need to tell them, no, that's not how you do it. And if for some reason you can't persuade them not to fight, then you need to go have a conversation with a staff member, an adult, a custodian, a cafeteria worker. Mr. Drayton, come let me know, or let an assistant principal know, let someone know to prevent that fight. Now, and if you do prevent a conflict and your teacher or that staff member can vouch for that, then you're going to have Chick-fil-A with me. I'm going to verify, I promise. You're not just going to say, Mr. Drayton, I broke up a fight or I prevented a fight. Can I get Chick-fil-A? It needs to be a bona fide situation. So I want to send a shout out to my 7 people that were invited on Friday. I call them ambassadors for peace. And if you look at Twitter, I think if you go to the Cook Twitter page or you go to my Twitter page, you can find their pictures there as well. But I want to send a shout out to these 7 kiddos. You will see their pictures in just a minute. Aubrey Peters, Chris Gallardo, Mariah Horn, Mackenzie Gary. Mackenzie, I know you were not there on Friday. I promise you, I got you. When we have our Chick-fil-A the last Friday in December, forgive me, you'll be invited. Jeremy Gallo, Maya Patton, and Kirsten Michelle Garcia. Kirsten, I got your name right. I told you I would. Thank you guys so much for being my ambassadors for peace. They got to eat Chick-fil-A with me on Friday, and I appreciated the company. So I also want to talk about one last thing before I go ahead and get to the Ranger Review picture portion of this show. It's not really a show, but just call it a show. I want to talk to you guys, all of my 6th, 7th, and 8th graders, about bullying. But specifically, I want to talk to you guys about bullying and your presence online. This kind of weighed heavy on my heart over the break, but I saw two news editorials that really kind of confirmed I really need to have this conversation with you guys. So I'm going to give you two names real quick. Typically, we don't really call names out when we're referring to a situation, but I am, because these names have been in the news and it's public knowledge. The first name I'm going to give you is Michelle Carter. I'm going to say that one more time. For any of my kids that want to write this down, you may just want to, because I'm going to encourage you to Google her name. Not in class with your phone, but when you get home with your parents. First name, Michelle Carter. The second name is In-Young Yu. In-Young Yu. So I want to talk to you about these two young ladies. Let me tell you about Michelle Carter. So when she was 17, I believe she had a young man, met him in high school, and he was a year older. She decided to get into a relationship with him, and somewhere that relationship maybe took a turn for the worse, and she began to send him text messages. She began to harass him. She began to encourage him to hurt himself. She began to send things that were not so nice, what we would consider bullying or harassing someone via text message or via social media. I want to let you know that February 19th, 2019, I read an article that was dated February 19, 2019, and she actually began her prison term sentence. She was charged with involuntary manslaughter via her words, and she was held accountable. 2.5 years in prison is what she was sentenced with. I don't want you to take my word for it. I want you to Google her name. I'm telling you this, ladies and gentlemen, because I love you. There's some things that you can do your parents will not be able to save you from, your teacher will not be able to help you with, and Mr. Drake will not be able to get you out of. Our society and our community is holding you accountable. We're holding you accountable for the words that you use. We're not pretending as though they're just idle threats. When you harass someone online, when you demean someone, if you make fun of someone because of their race, their gender, or the lifestyle choices that they make, that can be considered as bullying and harassment. There can be legal consequences for you. And I want you to understand, because I don't think many of you do, and I want you to hear me very well. When you push the delete button on your cell phone, that data doesn't delete. It's called a data footprint. If the other person pushes the delete button on their cell phone and deletes your text message, it doesn't disappear. It stays forever. The CIA and the FBI and our police department have forensics, what they call electronic or technological forensic experts that can recover any message that you send. So when you send harassing messages, when you're making fun of someone, you tell someone you want to fight them, or you're talking about their race, or you're calling them out of their name, or you're making fun of them because of the lifestyle choices that they that they choose, you are harassing or bullying someone via social media, via text message, and you can be held not just legally responsible, but accountable for school consequences and possible jail time. I don't want you to take my word. I want you to look up the stories of these two individuals, Michelle Carter and In-Young Yu. In-Young Yu just recently was extradited from her country because of this situation. She sent text messages to her boyfriend They were harassing, they were demeaning, and in fact, he decided to go ahead and hurt himself. And she's being held accountable for her words. Words are very strong, people. There's an old saying, when I was growing up back in the day, sticks and stones will break your bones, but words can never hurt you. I beg to differ. That means I disagree. Because there's certain words like, I now pronounce you man and wife. There's certain words like, sir, you are under arrest. There's certain words like, I love you, that make a difference. So please, ladies and gentlemen, be very careful with the words that you choose to use online, in your social media, and via text message, because they never disappear. And the last thing that I want to say is that you guys, y'all are my rocks. And ROC stands for respectful, organized, cooperative, and kind. That's what I should see every single day, every single moment while you're at Cook Middle School. And don't forget, if you see your principal in the hallway, please give him a high five. Have a wonderful day.